Hey there, welcome to Dive Bar Comedy. I'm Wild Joe.
This is GT.
And we're at episode 51. It's almost been a year. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, it's been, I can't believe it. It's been almost a year. And we're like a week shy of being, celebrating a 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, 1 year, and we still have some work to do. We don't have the video going yet, and some people have been complaining about the audio quality, which it is hard to record in a loud and noisy dive bar and not get too much background noise. So we got to work on that. That's my goal for the next year, is to have a clear, crisp audio, and maybe even get some video going.
Yeah, that's the thing about podcast. Podcast is something that our kids will always look back and listen to us, and great grandkids. And if you have it up, it's like pictures. You know what I mean? Before when there wasn't podcast, people would just look at pictures. Now people could go back. Kids could both go back, and grandkids could go back, family, relatives, and listen to us and say, hey, we're going to really get to feel what we were really like.
Yeah, for some reason I don't get the feeling that our great-grandchildren are going to be listening to this podcast. I can't even get my parents or any of my current relatives to listen to it.
If my grandfather was on some recording, I would go back and try to see what he was like. You know, yeah. I always wondered I never met my grandfathers because they all died in their 30s, and both of them died in their 30s, and I think one of them died in his 40s because of some accident. One of them got ill and died. I would always want to go back and see what they sounded like, you know what I mean? And I want to see if they had, what kind of personality they had. Yeah. But, you know, they were around back in the 30s and 40s and 50s, so I wouldn't really... You can never really tell, but yeah. I don't know. You got to hear probably a lot of recordings to tell what they were really like. I think podcast is just another thing. I think it's just another thing where people could look back, just like pictures, and say, hey, oh, wow, look at that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
If you guys hear moaning in the background, the baby is moaning for some reason. It's the sound he often makes before he barfs all over me. So, yeah, my cat used to do that too. My cat used to make some weird yowling sounds before she barfed.
You had a cat that actually, Rambo, you used to have a cat called Rambo.
Yeah.
And then you had another cat that ran away.
Rambo was around for 13 years, so he was a long-term cat. I had a cat for a short time named Sophie, and she didn't like me at all. She didn't like being in the apartment. She wanted free, and as soon as somebody left the balcony door open, she just jetted and was never seen again.
How'd you find her?
They both came from the pound, and then when I was a kid, I had a cat named Frisky, who showed up in our backyard when I was 1.5. And didn't die until I was 19 and off to college already.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was like my mom growing up. She was like my favorite family member. Basically, I was raised by a cat.
So hold on a second. You left for college and the cat was still there?
Yeah, the cat was still there. And then she was old by then. She must have been 20 years old because when we found her, she was already fully grown when I was 1.5. And then... when she died, she actually died by getting hit by a car.
Seriously?
Yeah, she didn't die of a natural cause, but maybe because her reflexes were slower and she couldn't hear and see as well. Could have been it. I don't know. She was an indoor-outdoor cat. Black cat. We always used to have to bring her inside on Halloween so nobody would do any sick animal rituals on her. But, yeah. Speaking of sick animal rituals, I joined that app that you gave me a piece of paper for, that Nextdoor app where you get to know your neighbors, and there were some neighbors complaining about finding half a cat, just the front half, and they don't know whether some sicko is chopping cats in half. But then
really?
a lot of other people responded that that's the way coyotes do it a lot of times, and there's a lot of coyotes around here, and they see these severed bodies now and then. So I can't really have a cat around here.
Yeah, coyotes. I used to see a lot more of them before because I'm out at night and when I come home late, I see a pack of coyotes, but I don't see them as much anymore. For maybe one or two of them.
Well, we saw one just the other day.
I think before they were like packs of them. I think the city's trying to get rid of them because they attack people's dogs. Some lady came running to our front door, and she was afraid because the coyotes were trying to snatch the dog away, and she was like, "Help! Help! My dog!" I was like, "What do you want me to do? Call 911?" Like,
yeah.
So seriously, what? All you have to do is just stomp your leg and they'll go away.
But not if they have a dog. Not if they have a dog in its mouth. They were not going to run away from that. We heard a horrible, horrible sound one time at my the old place I lived in, West Hollywood, where it sounded like a dog being murdered by a coyote or something, and freaked us out in the middle of the night. Remember that? Yeah, you woke up the next day and wanted to go check on that dog.
It was actually probably a cat.
Was it a cat?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I think it was a dog or a cat getting
This was
murdered.
like a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Some cat was going. It's like probably being eaten alive, and then
I thought it was a dog. I thought it was a dog. But anyway, whatever it was getting eaten alive. You were very concerned, and that means you're a nice person.
I was horrified.
Yeah, it was a horrible sound.
It went on and on and on and on for a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then it stopped. That was the even worse part, when it suddenly stopped. And you think, oh no, it must have died. But yeah. So what's it called? The dog-eat-dog world. Yeah, that coyote we saw, I thought it was a dog, but it had really long legs. This thing creeped me out. People say, oh, they don't do anything, but I'm sorry. They creep me out, and now especially having a baby, the baby is like same exact size as a cat.
I wanted to get chickens at home, so it's
way.
like I wanted to see chickens walk around the backyard. I like watching little chickens, you know.
Yeah, but that's just going to attract more killers, attract all the predators to the yard. So I don't think we live in the right neighborhood for that.
We got wild cats. We got chicken. We got coyotes, raccoons, possums. What else? Squirrels, and there's some deers. There's been deers. I've seen deers around here.
Probably snakes.
I've seen a snake. Probably, I think it ran away from someone's house. Big python kind of. But there's rattlesnakes up on the hills.
So we are in a wild area near Griffith Park. We even had that P-22, P-23. What was it? A cougar, mountain lion was in Griffith Park. So you never know what you're going to find in those mountains.
I would always I would take on coyotes. You know what I mean? Like late at night, I'll be like, hey, coyotes, come on, like a pack. Let's go for it at 3 a.m. at night. And then they'll be looking at me, and I'll be looking at them. They sort of come forward, and I go, oh shit, they're coming. And then I go a little bit more forward, and they run away. And then I'll be like, yeah, let's take on a pack of coyotes.
Well, yeah, I've heard other guys say like, oh, I'm not scared of coyotes. They don't do anything. They're very docile. They run away. You know, I don't know. I went to Jamaica where if they don't have pounds where they euthanize dogs and cats, they just let them run wild, and the dogs pack up. They form packs and they follow you down the beach. It's really creepy. You can't walk alone. You have to walk in a big group. It's very scary. You see all these eyes staring at you. It's horrifying. But and those are just regular dogs. I actually read a news article recently that a woman got no, it was a woman or a man. I can't remember. Somebody got murdered by a pack of dogs not long ago. Like just random stray dogs packed together and killed some person, a grown up person.
Yeah, there's a lot of. My aunt almost got killed by a pit bull while she was going towards her car. This pit bull just came out of the blue, and then she just jumped in her car. Good thing she was like by her car door. She just jumped in the car and then closed the door, and the pit bull just jumped on the hood and started barking through his front windshield. And it's like she was scared. She does like Imagine if I was outside.
No, they kill people. On that list of the most dangerous animals, dogs were up near the top. They kill a lot of people every year. So
you say pit bulls are
not just pit bulls, other dogs too.
Some pit bulls, for example, are bred. They're bred in a certain way by angry dogs. So they took a bunch of angry dogs. They bred them in a way so it'll be like this angry, like a certain type of breed of dogs.
Well, they used to fight. They used to do dog fights, and whoever's the winner of the dog fight gets bred, and the losers, I think they would fight to the death. The losers would get killed. So they kept, enhancing the breed with the meaner and tougher dogs that could win dog fights.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, what they call bully breeds. Like, there's certain breeds that are just made to be mean. Like, that's what they're for. And there's other breeds that are built to be guard dogs, and they're also kind of mean in their own way. You know, even like the police dogs, German Shepherds, can be pretty tough.
I got once bitten by a German Shepherd.
How?
By a nun. A nun. I used to go to school, like 7th and 8th grade. I went to Catholic school, like junior high, and there was this nun. I think she was one day raped by somebody, and she would go walk around with a German Shepherd. In her little house, she had a German Shepherd behind a church, and the German Shepherd always barked.
Wait. Well, why do you think she was raped just because she was a German Shepherd?
I think something I heard. I'm not sure, but then she had a German Shepherd, and then one day I was just visiting my old school, and then the German Shepherd just saw me. He was loose and just ran after me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was trying to run, and then he bit my leg.
Oh my God. Yeah. You never know. But
I told the nun to pray for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I told her, like, pray for me.
Wow.
So I'll get laid more often.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I told him that.
I always wonder about women with huge dogs, whether they're like hooking up with their dog. I always just think like, oh, that's like their boyfriend. They probably fucked that dog. I don't know. Maybe it's just my dirty mind that thinks that. But whenever a woman is walking around with like a big, huge dog all the time, I think something fishy going on with that dog. Why is their dog so big?
You mean something? I mean, he's getting some sort of hormones?
No, I just think that they choose like a big dog because they want to fuck their dog. But they're looking for like the bigger dog dick.
I guess so.
I
always
know.
ask myself, why do comedians get dogs? You know, they're never home.
No, but most comedians have small dogs. Most people in LA have small dogs.
Even if you have a small dog, why would you get a dog? I mean, if you're
Like to be
never
your
home,
friend.
you're never home. You're never home. You're working most of the day.
Yeah.
And then at nights, you're out doing comedy.
Yeah.
And then you're
Yeah,
like...
it's not fair to the dog. Honestly, a dog or a puppy is just as much work as a baby. But you're not going to... I mean, some people get babysitters for their dog sitters, but that's a lot of money to spend on just a dog. You might as well just have a kid. And the length of time that you have a dog, they live to like 15 years. You could raise a kid in that time. You might as well just have kids. It's the same thing.
I used to have a dog.
The vet bills are just as expensive, too.
His name was Malibu. And he got hit by a car the first time. And then I paid... This was like 20 years ago. Paid $1,400 to fix his leg. And then that's how I got into credit card problems. And then I eventually paid it off.
Yeah, I spent $3,000 on Rambo's cancer. And he died anyway. All they do is testing, scanning before they could even tell me what he had. Then there's like, oh, we could try this or we could try that. But it doesn't cure or fix anything. It costs just as much, and you know, if you have a human baby, you could get Medi-Cal or something like that to cover the baby's expenses, health insurance. But a dog doesn't even have health insurance. A cat doesn't have health insurance. You spend just as much on medical expenses for an animal as you do for a human these days.
Yeah, and then a couple of years later, when I moved out, my parents' house, I think it was 3 years later or 4 years later, but the dog got hit by a car again because he was out loose, and while my mom was watering the lawn, and then because he was always closed up, confined in one little area, and
yeah,
and
Yeah.
And I wasn't home as often.
Yeah, the small dog.
And the dog...
It's going to get bit by a coyote.
It tried to cross the street. It got hit by a car again. It died. We couldn't find... My parents couldn't find him. And there was nobody...
Yeah, a large dog wants to roam. It's hard to have a dog.
The crazy thing about this story is that I would never put that tag on him.
Yeah. Until
the day before he died. That's how we got a call from the city saying, "Hey, we found your dog was dead on the side of the street."
That's
I was
sad.
like, I mean, day before I put that tag on him. It's like, something you always want to do, but you never get the chance to do. You're like, oh, I've been meaning to put this tag on.
The actual collar, the tag on their collar, you mean?
Yeah, because
because mine had the microchip.
You take it for the shots.
Well, they had the microchip under their skin. But then my cat wouldn't wear a collar, so he had no collar. And one time, I think somebody stole him. And then, I didn't see him for a day or two, a couple days. So I posted up flyers all over the place. And within a couple hours, he came running down the street looking all freaked out, like he had finally just escaped somebody's house that was holding him hostage. Then maybe they just thought, oh, we found a stray cat. But no stray cat is that friendly and nice, So it's like finding money in somebody else's house. It's not really yours. If you find a cat on somebody else's yard, chances are it's that person's cat. So, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we better get on with the show. We have our usual fun times, interviews, and live stand-up. So, check it out and come check us out live. We've got some shows coming up, right?
Yeah, we got a show coming up this Thursday at the Liquid Zoo. We're back at the Liquid Zoo. One of our favorite bars, and we're also going to be filming the sizzle for the TV show. We're trying to get it on TV, dive bar comedy. Also, we have another show on July 28th, first time at the Scarlet Lady Saloon in Culver City. That one starts at 9 p.m. So Scarlet Lady Saloon. Look it up. You'll get the address. Scarlet Lady Saloon. And it's not too hard to look it up.
Attention all drinkers. Attention all drinkers. Do you like a smooth tasting vodka that goes down with no burn? How about Global Vodka, straight from Italy? Check it out. You can find it at global-vodka.com. Not only does it have a smooth, great taste, it also is gluten-free and organic for you health nuts. So try Global Vodka. You can find it at global-vodka.com, or next time you're in LA, check it out at Universal Bar and Grill.
Hey there, we are on Dive Bar Comedy. I'm Wild Joe.
This is GT.
And this is Jon Deline.
This is our special guest here at the Lotus Lounge. Jon Deline, you were saying you just moved to Alhambra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just moved here from San Francisco about 2 months ago. To kind of get a little more stand-up stuff in and try and do a little more film and television. Because for the past decade, I was a circus clown.
Really?
Yeah.
You know who Sacha Baron Cohen, I'm sure you know this, went to clown school. That's how he learned to be funny.
Yeah. No, and it definitely comes out in a lot of his work, especially a lot of the ways that he's so good about messing with people and pushing it right to the edge, but, not getting, beaten up or something like that.
Yeah, clowns are interactive. They have to do audience participation.
Yep, all the time. All the time.
So what's it like living in Alhambra? You got a lot of Chinese people around you all the time?
Yeah,
do they like you?
From what I know, yeah, so far. No one has given me any trouble. I actually live right next to a preschool, which is interesting, and then right across the street from a funeral home. And it's interesting hearing, funeral practices of Chinese people and hearing all the music and stuff as they, bring out the body and things like that.
Wow, you live really close.
Yeah.
So, what's rent like out there?
It's cheap. And that's one of the reasons I moved to Alhambra first.
And it's so close to LA, if you think about it. Alhambra.
Yeah. It's really not that far. I'm only 8 miles away from downtown LA, so it's and I pay $550 a month for a room in a house. So
where was your clown career based?
Mostly in San Francisco, but I was part of a clown troupe, and we did stuff. We toured across the U.S., across Canada. I was able to perform 2 months in Cambodia working with Clowns Without Borders, which was fun.
Wow.
And I've done some shows in Europe, too.
So, as a clown, are you allowed to speak, or is it like being a mime, silent?
It depends. Some clowns speak. I tried a lot of my stuff, like especially going to places that didn't speak English, like being silent and just learning how to make people laugh just using my body.
Did you have the standard like white face and red mouth and red nose?
No. I had red nose most of the time, but my clown character was a strongman clown, and as time went on, I got less and less makeup until it was just like basically like smoky eyeliner, and that's it.
Wow. People who cannot see this, this is a large, imposing figure here we've got.
So, what's the pay like doing clown?
Depending. I made most of my money as a clown working corporate events, which I would get like $300 an hour to like be a character or do juggling for different corporations, especially in the Bay Area with all the tech money. Like Facebook's just like shelling out dough to performers.
Oh, why switch to stand-up if you're doing well as a clown? There's so many stand-ups and there's not that many clowns.
I think they're one and the same, and it doesn't seem like there's not a lot of clowns, but they're everywhere. We're like rats.
How did you find these corporate events? By calling the corporations yourself?
No, a lot of it was through event planners and through the circus center that I went to. They would hire us out a lot, and just through like years of making connections with people who did event planning and stuff.
So wow. You gave up your clown career completely now?
Pretty much. I mean, it's just like I really don't feel like, spending all my time and energy working towards just entertaining people who have enough money to like entertain themselves with anything.
Oh, rich people need to have fun too.
It's true. But
I'm sad. I'm mourning your clown career. I'm feeling the tears of a clown right now.
That's all right. They're bitter, very bitter.
So, I would hate walking around with makeup on. Probably feel so much better. The fact that you didn't have to put white makeup on every day.
Yeah. Luckily, I never. The only time I ever had to do that was for the clown school I went to, the ending shows. Like, it's. I mean, I enjoy makeup. I've done a whole bunch of drag. Drag can be a lot of fun. And it's akin to clowning, and so is stand-up, honestly. Like, most of the stuff I do is, like, character-based and just doing silly shit.
Wow, I can't wait to see your set. And I'm sure that people listening can't wait to see it either. Where are you online?
Me? I am Jon Deline on Facebook. I am at Monstrong86 on Instagram, at Deline John on Twitter, and my website is www.dondeline.com.
Easy.
Yeah. Did you say Don again?
No, John.
John.
Oh, GT made a mistake of messing up your name.
Yeah, it was only on the Eventbrite. At least on the poster, it's right. And honestly, being called Don Deline kind of makes me feel like an Italian mob boss, which I'm okay with.
You should have seen how hard GT tried to get back on that Eventbrite page to switch it to the proper spelling.
Well, I appreciate it.
You know what? Some things you just like. I create the event and I try to go click on manage and try to go back, and just the event wouldn't even show. But when I clicked on the link through my Facebook, it's right there. So it's kind of weird. So I don't know, man.
All of it confuses me too. Honestly, that's one of the reasons I do stand up.
Wow. Well, this should be a fun show. Can't wait to have you on.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to do it.
Hey, guys, you need flooring because your floors got messed up during the last party. You need flooring because your dog urinated all over the place and it's all brown and stained and it's buckling and it's warping because of your dog. You were out doing comedy. No one was home. Well, log on to selectflooring.biz. Selectflooring.biz. B-I-Z. And hit them up. Call them up. Say, hey, what your situation is.
Right. Also, just to make a note, this event is sponsored by Global Vodka. Also well supported by the Lotus Lounge. We've been coming here for almost a year. I want to thank the owner for showing us continuous love. Round of applause for the Lotus Lounge and the owner showing us love. Damn right. All right, so next up on the list, It's the JD. Might be a gigantic dick. I don't think that's a J and a D, but whatever. But this guy is the man. He's pretty cool. I don't know who he is, but his first letter is with the J, last is with the D. Are you ready for this man? You goddamn right. So put your hands together and show some love for the gentleman coming to the stage, Mr. Jon Deline. What up, Lotus Lounge?
Yeah! How are you all doing tonight? It's so nice to see you. If you couldn't tell, I kind of want to live my life like I was in an 80s hair band everywhere I go. You know, like walking down the street, talking to people. Hey man, how's it going? I like your shoes, yeah. Or like I give my mom a call. Hi mom, I love you. Will you call me back? You never call. Or when I go see the doctor. Hey doctor, how's it going? You have cancer. Oh, shit! What a life that would be. What a life that would be. But, I mean, so far in this show, we've had a whole bunch of different jokes about homosexuality. You know, I don't know how many of you have actually been to a gay bar, but I've been to plenty. Mostly because for a lot of my life, I thought I was a gay man. Mostly because I sucked a lot of dick. But eventually I realized I was actually bisexual, which was like, you know, it was when you like men and women. It was a great time. It was like having the ice cream or the gelato of sexuality. Very creamy. And then later on, I actually realized that I'm pansexual, and if you know what that means you like people regardless of gender, their gender orientation, how they present themselves, or it's like being in the Baskin Robbins of sexuality. I got to try every flavor. But more recently, I realized I'm a dairy sexual, and I just like to fuck cheese. Yeah, it's a problem every time I go into a Whole Foods. I walk by the cheese section, I just cream myself. You know how people like to do a helicopter with their dicks, right? I don't like to do that anymore. I like to get a wheel of cheese and put it on there and just let it spin. It's really arousing, let me tell you. And it's also a very sexual act having someone trying to eat it while it's spinning on my dick. Woo! It's a whole new way of getting head. Cheese. Head cheese. That was okay. That's a new one. Where was I going to go from that? Yeah. How many people are kinky individuals out there? Who likes kinky shit? Yeah. Anybody? Yeah! Woo! I like kinky shit too. Like, a lot. I used to go to a lot of dungeon parties. Have anyone been to anything like that where there's like, it's the most amazing thing because it's like being in your own live porn that you just get to skip through the entire time. It's like, you walk around and it's like, hey, that person's tied down getting vibrator pressed on their pussy until they squirt. Hey, that person over there is getting fucked in the ass. Hey, those 7 people over there are doing a circle jerk. It's great. It's great. Especially for any of you. Have any of you heard of the Folsom Street Fair before? No. Oh, that's a fun event. It's an event that happens every year in like August in San Francisco. It started out as like a big leather event, but has moved on to a big kink event. I remember the first time I went, it was very eye-opening. Mostly because I had to keep my eyes open because the person I was with told me that I wasn't allowed to close my eyes. I had to put drops in there the whole time. But yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, again, you walk down the street, down the alley, that person's getting a blowjob. Over there's a little circle joke happening. And guess what, over there's a little bit, instead of like, you know, you throw the ball and someone gets dunked in, you just throw paddles at people's asses. It was great. I participated. Man, my ass was so red after that. My ass is so red right now, too. Let's see. You know, now I'm not going to have a good segue for this, but I don't fucking care. But, you know, friendships are really important, but friendships are like wide. You know, they're really great if they're fresh and you drink it, you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. But the moment it gets bitter and starts to like make you sick, you gotta just dump that shit. It's really important, especially like, you know, toxic relationships and that shit like that. My last girlfriend stole $2,000 from me. $2,000 from me. But I guess that's what I get for dating a whore. Hashtag sex work is real work, everybody. Sex work is real work. Well, that's one of the things that I really want in my life, is I'd really like to have a whore store that you could go into and just like peruse people and be like, Shantae really likes deep throating and taking it from behind. Oh, Brene really likes anal and getting cummed on her face. And then Brittany likes to eat shit and get raped. And that's a big thing for me because consensual non-consent is fucking hot as shit. I'm just letting you guys know that. Because it is a thing, and safe words are important. Mine is Bubala. Because I want people that, when they're in danger, to call me like that with their Jewish grandmother. But the last thing I'd like to do for you guys, I don't know how I can set up some music, but I think I'll just hold my phone into the mic while I do this. But how many of you guys like Vladimir Putin? Yeah! Vladimir Putin is great, right? Oligarchs to the G's, right? I'm there with you, buddy. But yeah, I hear that he's trying to get really hip and with the kids these days. So he has a rap that he likes to do, and I'm gonna recreate it for you guys. But hopefully, let's see if this works. I don't know. No. Is it coming over the mic? No. Hold on. Wait, just look at my ass for a second while I get a speaker out and just like do it for you. I'm gonna just shake it for you guys. Think you're at a strip club. God damn it. I'm just gonna do other jokes. No one's telling me when I'm supposed to be done, so I'm just gonna keep doing shit. How you guys doing? Good? Yeah. You know, one of the things I've realized about stand-up comedy? Oh, shit. It's like therapy for people who have issues. And I feel like just for a second while I set this up, I should give back to my community that's here at a dive bar, which is also full of people who have issues. So does anyone have any issues that they'd like to share with me? Nobody. We're not that close yet. Don't worry, we'll get closer after the show. All right, let's see if this works. Okay, can you guys hear that? Yeah. All right. Yeah. This is some real dictatorial shit right here. Straight from the motherland. Coming at you live. Godzilla, motherfuckers, I'm Vladimir Putin. Much more famous than that poor Rasputin. I'm the world's latest and greatest oligarch. Can't take me down cause you ain't got the smarts. Whatever you try to make me die won't work cause I'm flying. Give me a more difficult challenge, something to knock me off of my balance. You can't get to me because I'm a master. Big faster disaster is what I'm after. Making a new lineage of Russian kings until I rule the world and on everything. You think the junkie country is better than me? Because you live in a place where you think that you're free. Well, I have some news for you, you prostituta. You haven't been free since the Reagan Putin. Yeah, that's right. Reagan owned you guys. Yeah, thank you. It was so easy for him to dismantle American democracy and give it to the rich, right? You know what that makes you? Prostituta. Do you know what prostituta means? It means simple bitch. You know why you're all simple bitches? It's because you believe everything you see and hear, especially from Facebook. Ha! I'm a man with a plan to take over some land. Crimea, America, wherever I can. I'm a top-notch spy at secret gatherings since before Trump started his unflattering chatter. I'm the #1 Russian, and you better believe it. We do what we want, and when we want it, we seize it. Don't be a pussy is our favorite phrase. If you don't step back, I'll leave you stuck in the daze. Cause I'll blind you with my charm, hold you down with my arm, leaving a bunch of bodies in my wake. Cause I'm causing harm. I use shame and blame to maintain my domain, and my own claim to fame is to disclaim and inflame. I represent the life of the KGB. If you don't respect that, you can't get down with me. You know the KGB? You know the KGB? You know the KGB? Shit. You know the KGB? You know the KGB? You know the KGB? Shit, motherfuckers. Yeah. Alright. I'll take it out there. I've been getting the flashing light of me. Thanks a lot, guys! Bye.
Hey ladies, you want some hot deals on sexy styles? Check out everydaysweetheart.com for everyday great deals on cute and sexy outfits, clubwear, mini dresses, leggings, sexy lingerie, and guys, feel free to stop by too and find something hot for the girl of your dreams. That's everydaysweetheart.com, and for 10% off, use the friend code TAKE10. That's TAKE10. Thanks a lot. Hey, Dive Bar Comedy. I'm Wild Joe.
This is GT.
We're here with our favorite guest, Dana.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
So, Dana, this is your fourth time on the show?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's the third.
Cool. So I noticed last time that I did a joke and I mentioned something about babies having huge balls. And I said, hasn't anybody here seen a baby's balls? Nobody raised their hand. You were the only one willing to shout out from the audience that you had seen it.
Because I totally get it. I mean, I got a son, and in fact, that's him in there. And yeah, his balls were like the size of an elephant's balls when he was born, too.
It's crazy. Yeah, nobody else would admit it.
Well, the ball sack is pretty big, but the ball inside is really tiny.
Yeah, right. They're still up there, actually. I don't think they quite descend yet.
No,
they have to be a little older.
It's like, how big is our son's balls? It's like
like
size of a what? A
marble?
little pea.
No, bigger than a pea. It's like a marble. Probably like a marble. But anyway, but yeah, the ball sack itself, the scrotum, if you want to get, it's like the size of a baby foot.
Right.
Same size as his foot, probably.
Yep. I get it.
So you've had two girls, biological two?
I have one daughter and one son, and then I have 3 stepdaughters. They're all in their 30s. They're older.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You brought a son. You brought a kid.
Uh-huh.
Is that your grandkid or?
What? That's my son in there.
That's your son? How old is he?
He's 22.
Oh,
you say one's 30 and the other one's 22.
So my stepdaughters are in their 30s.
Oh, okay.
So my husband's 10 years older than I am.
Okay.
So he's my oldest at 22, and then my daughter is 17.
So you can finally bring him to bars.
That's
his
correct.
First dive bar experience.
Yes, and he's just graduated college, and he's out here doing an internship, and so he's like, this is a little bit different than the bar scene I'm used to.
Well, yeah, it's not the college scene.
Right, very different.
The people here, like you said, they're older, and they're heavy drinkers, I would say.
Yes.
Well, you should enjoy this place because this neighborhood's changing. It's this whole neighborhood is going through gentrification.
Yep.
And they're putting up new buildings, and more people with money is moving into Hollywood. So especially East Hollywood, because it's so close to downtown, so close to everything. So this place, this bar, one day might turn into a trendy bar. You never know.
It's very true, and I can say I played there.
Yeah.
I like that feeling. I used to have a band, and I played at the Cat Club. I don't know if you remember the Cat Club on Sunset Boulevard, but it was like a cool kind of divey but rock bar place, and now it's gone. And a lot of places are gone. The House of Blues is gone.
Right.
So it's not the same LA vibe as we were used to.
So what's going on with your showbiz? You're in television. You got some stuff going on television. You had stuff going on when we first met you. Is that still cooking right now? Or?
Yeah,
Writing, right?
Yeah, so I write. I've got a bunch of scripts, and I also produce. And I've got one that hopefully we're going to start shooting in the end of July, beginning of August.
Great.
So that's a big one.
It's like a pilot, or
No, that one is actually a movie. It's very much about racial tensions and growing up and having been bullied, and it's a powerful film. It's a drama. It's a very serious film.
I was bullied when I was a kid.
so was I.
I think every comedian was bullied.
I don't know.
I think it's, and then we fight back with comedy.
Yeah, I would say everybody was bullied, but not really. I think I was bullied more than other people because I was the cootie girl, and I was like the one cootie girl in the class in like 3rd grade.
That's a tough one. I think I bullied the cootie.
It's not
girl,
even
too.
for a reason. It's not even for
Right.
a reason. It's just like you're weird. So
Right.
Okay.
oh well.
So, you like to go up 4th because you need to be somewhere tomorrow?
My son actually has to be in work early.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to be nice, you know. He's like, I want to come see you, but I got to get up early. He's adjusting to that work-life balance, we'll say.
Has he seen you before?
No, this is his first time seeing me live.
Are you going to be adjusting your set for child-safe rules?
Hell no, he's 22.
All right. This will be fun.
Dana, thanks a lot for promoting our podcast. You always get it out there. You share it, and I see you doing it. You know what I mean? Our podcast is getting the listeners are increasing by the month. So we've been doing this for how many weeks now? 44th week.
Well, by the time, you know what, Dana, this may even hit our 1-year episode, our anniversary episode, if you're lucky, because we have like a 6 to 8 week backlog right now. So yeah.
Well, I'll be honored if I'm in the 1-year anniversary special.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, we're coming up on a year.
Good.
So where can people find you online?
On Instagram, it's Dana Olita Ogden, and on Twitter, it's Dana Olita Ogden. It's pretty simple.
Great.
All right, Dana. Thanks for making it again.
Thanks for having me.
You're never absent. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh man, another round of applause for Jon Deline, aka Bloody Pete, the rap guy. You know what I mean? I'm inspired. I feel like Vladimir. I want to take my shirt off. Like Vladdy on a horse. Wrestling bears and shit, right? Shirt off, nipples out. That makes you a Vladimir Putin guy. So you guys enjoy Jon Deline? Did you like Mr. Jon? That's right. Are you ready for the next comedian? I said, are you ready for the next comedian? You goddamn right. So get pumped up, get hyped. It's from the lady from the far east, 3,000 miles to the right. She's from a place called Philly where they punch you in the face and they get real silly. So you better get right and show some love for a single name like Madonna, a single name like Prince, Miss Dana!
Yes, actually, Rocky 2 was initially my claim to fame. I was one of the people who was hired to chase Rocky up the steps. All of the kids in my school were. And so my brother was number 1 right up Rocky's ass. You can see him in the movie. He's 4 times up the Art Museum steps. If you've never seen the Philadelphia Art Museum, it is a fuck ton of steps. I have never seen so many steps. And in fact, even at age 6, I was a pushy little bitch. And after about the 6th time of running up and down the steps, I turned to the director and said, dude, you can't get this shit right by 6 times up the steps, maybe you're in the wrong field. Needless to say, I got cut out. So you don't actually see me yet. So yes, I am born and raised in Philadelphia. Yes. And for all the years I was there, it was the 5th largest city in America. As soon as I left, it shrunk to 6, so I'm feeling a little bit self-conscious and kind of figure maybe I better lose some weight before I go back, just in case, you know. I don't want to hear any shit about it. So I grew up in the 70s. My parents were total hippies. My dad and mom both had really long hair all the way down to their ass. I mean, Jesus would have been enamored with my father's beard and hair. It was so good. And in fact, they both really looked like women from the back, which was tough because my mother wore the pants in the family. So she felt a little self-conscious about it. So I have a brother who's about 5 years older than me. And he spent most of his life torturing me. Which, does anybody here have an older sibling? So you know what it's like to be tortured by your older sibling, or you're probably the torturer. So the first thing my brother did when I was a little kid is he put his speaker in the heating vent. And he used to play Elton John's Funeral for a Friend. If you have ever heard that song, it is the creepiest shit you will ever hear. Imagine being 4 years old and hearing this song. And I would scream and cry until my parents came running up the stairs. I swore for years they thought I was schizophrenic because all I kept saying is, I hear a song. Finally, they figured it out. It took a while. So my brother had to find something else to torture me with. So he decided he was going to teach me self-defense after I got beat up one time by one of our local gang kids. And so my brother's version of teaching self-defense is very unorthodox. Instead of maybe teaching me a couple of things, he taught me how to defend myself against a knife. So if you don't know this, there is a nerve in your arm that you can hit. Right there, causes your hand to open. My brother's version was, let me jump out of nowhere and scare the shit out of the kid and attack her with a knife. And so randomly, all of a sudden, he would come around the corner and scream, knife! And I would have to defend against it. Now I have all these scars all over me from the times that I could not defend myself against this knife. So this went on for about a year. I got a lot of cuts, up until the point when my mother asked me for a butter knife, and I was like, whoa! My brother realized he would have to change it up. And so at that point, he decided he was going to make a set of homemade nunchucks. He took a piece of chain and 2 clay balls. And if you have ever seen nunchucks coming at you, I don't give a shit what you do, you cannot defend yourself against nunchucks. Because no matter where you put your hand, you're going to get hit in the face with it. So I think for about a year and a half, I walked around with black eyes until he actually found something better like girls to be interested in. It's very tough being a younger sister. So thank you very much. My name's Dana Olita.
Yo, another round of applause for Miss Dana Olita. By the way, Dana, she got a young boy up in here tonight. He's 22 years old, fresh out the game. He just graduated from college. Round of applause for the college graduate. You goddamn right. Goddamn right. He's gonna have a job soon, pay taxes just like the rest of us. You know those millennials, we gotta get all we can get out of them. We need it for our retirement.
LA residents, are you tired of slippery floors? Are you afraid you might slip on your tile? Well, check out tightgripla.com. It's a local business coming out, surveying your floors, and treating it with a non-slip solution, a semi-permanent non-slip solution that will keep your floors safe, whether in the rain outdoors or indoors in the kitchen or bathroom areas that sometimes get wet and very slippery. So if you want safer floors and to not get injured while you're just walking around, check out tightgripla.com.
Hey, we got Michael Silver here.
Hi.
What up?
So, Michael, it's your first time on GT's Comedy Jam?
Yes, it is.
And your first time on Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. So, is your first time in a dive bar?
No, it's not my first time in the dive bar, no doubt.
You look like you're comfortable here.
Yeah, I drink a lot.
For people who can't see, you have long hair and kind of a beard, a short beard, and a flannel shirt on. You look relaxed, let's say.
I feel like I basically look like everyone in Los Angeles who's white with long hair, because it's kind of like you wear a flannel, that's it.
Yeah, but some people, there's a lot of styles. You have like a laid-back style. I could imagine you at a dive bar.
Oh, well, appreciate
relaxed
that.
Place. Have you been here before?
No, never have, honestly. Like, I kind of got lost looking for it.
How do you feel once you get inside?
It's a cool spot, good, decent beer.
Cool.
I'll say I like it.
It was $4.50 for my beer.
Yeah, I know, no doubt, but it's bottles, so I usually like draft, or not draft, like...
40s?
No, not 40s.
They don't sell those at bars.
Like by the tab, is that I'm only 22, so it's kind of like the terminology for it is I haven't been acquainted with that. Yeah,
right.
I like draft beers a lot, so it's kind of like it's like every time I buy a bottled beer, I just kind of feel silly about it because like I can buy the exact same beer for $2 at 7-Eleven. I'm just like, what am I doing to myself?
But you don't have the ambiance at 7-Eleven.
You don't. But it's like, if you're willing to drink in your car, you're willing to drink anywhere, so you don't need the ambiance.
That's true. So, 22, how long have you been doing comedy?
Like 4 months now.
Wow. What's happened in the last 4 months? Have you gotten any better from your first show?
I would say so. I got booked to 3 shows already, and then this one, I'm trying to get booked again at Flappers. That's kind of like the ideal spot for me. I'm very comfortable there. I like it there. It's a good mic, good spot,
cool.
Good crowd.
So, you've been booked 3 times. What other places you've been booked besides Flappers and GT's Comedy Jam?
Just Flappers. I booked at Flappers twice, and then I'm booked again on, I believe it's like July something.
Well, the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast serves as an ad for Flappers because every comedian that comes through here came from Flappers. That's where GT finds his talent.
Oh, fuck yeah. So, yeah, no, I'm just trying to pretty much do more mics over there. Like, and then more mics, eventually get booked. Like, I talked to the person, I guess, who handles the booking over there. And he's like, yeah, man, just keep coming at it. And I was like, cool.
So, what made you do comedy? What made you say, hey, I want to try comedy?
Well, I came from kind of pretty fucked up like household, and I wasn't really allowed to watch TV or anything. Only really like entertainment I got was from when my stepdad like played like some of his comedy albums like in the car driving places. So I always kind of like liked jokes, like the format of it.
So if you're not allowed to watch TV, were other people allowed to watch TV, or just no kids could watch TV?
No, it was basically, so every night my brother and I were allowed to watch one like movie that he decided on. So
why did he get to decide?
Well, because his whole like parenting format was like.
Oh, your dad decided.
Yeah,
not
no,
your
like
brother.
No, my
stepdad.
stepdad. Like
that's messed up. Your brother gets
basically
to decide.
like any lesson you got from like a movie, he would like put that off as if it was his lesson, and he'd be like, "Yeah, that's why you guys got to do that," you know, like so that doesn't happen. I'd be like,
"Oh,
he
wanted to choose that to send you a moral lesson for each movie."
Pretty much, like it was a little unreasonable, but no, I just always liked comedy, and then my favorite comedian is Mark Maron.
Oh, okay.
So I've like seen him perform a bunch of times, and then I talked to him a couple times. I kind of like asked him about it.
I know him more from his podcast as an interviewer. I don't really know much about his stand-up.
His stand-up is fucking phenomenal. I love his shit. Like I love how he delivers his jokes. I love how he gets the crowd going. I love how some of his shit's actually sad. And typically, if you brought it up in a conversation, people would be like, "Dude, why the fuck are you talking about that?" But with a crowd, he brings it up. He makes everybody laugh. His comedy is fantastic.
So did you know about Mark Maron, like, before he had the podcast?
No, I knew about Mark Maron, before the podcast. I kind of just started watching his shows, and then I knew he was, and then I found out he was a comedian. I was like, oh, shit, I really want to see how you, like, format jokes. Started listening to his stuff that was available. Wow. I was like, oh, shit's dope. And then, like, I asked him, and he's like, I asked him, like, how many times it took him to actually, like, get, like, a good...
Oh, you spoke to him?
Good, yeah, no, like, I saw him at the Comedy Store. Like, I was just drunk as shit, actually, on my birthday. And I was just like, hey, man, what's up? Like, how long did it take you before you got good at comedy and, like, a decent set? And then he was like, dude, I did 100 mics bombing before I actually got comfortable up there, so... Do what you gotta do.
I spoke to Mark Maron once too, but all I talked to him about was with the raccoons that came to my house, because he has a bit where he talks about his raccoons that come around in Hollywood. So.
Yeah, it's a fucking dank bit. Yeah, no, like honestly, like the raccoons out here, they're fucking brutal. Like I lived over in Reseda for a bit, and like literally like every night, if I got home past 12, like they're out. And they're, like, lurking, ready for you to come out and pounce.
Well, I had an outdoor cat, so I was feeding the cat outside. The raccoons were coming to my house, but they never did anything to me. I mean, the cat was cool with them, eating out of the same dish. They had babies. They had the little babies that were coming around. They get a bad rap. They were teaching their babies. They actually cared for those babies for, like, over a year and taught them how to climb trees. They were, like, talking their language to each other. I mean, they were really cool. I like raccoons.
Have you ever looked a raccoon dead in the eye at night?
It probably glows.
It glows, and if he acknowledges your presence, he needs to let you know that he will kill you.
Well, here's the thing,
he's willing
though.
To do it.
You're not supposed to stare a dog in the eyes either, because it's like a challenge. So I mean, I wouldn't stare down a raccoon, but like, my cat didn't even stray back a foot from the raccoons. He had no fear of raccoons whatsoever, which made me feel like, hey, if my cat's not afraid, they're probably pretty cool.
It's a savage ass cat, like shit.
No, they didn't do anything. They were nice. I
don't know. I have, to be honest,
if you watch it online, you can find videos of people with pet raccoons that are so cute and cuddly. I mean, I'm sure there's mean ones too, but they could even be your pet. Like there's this old guy, like in the South or something. He takes showers with his raccoon. It's crazy. There's all kinds of pet raccoons.
Oh yeah. Well, really?
Yeah.
the fuck?
Look it up on YouTube.
That is not. I feel like that is just like not. I mean, like me, I'm not. I don't want to say like all like rodents in general are like bad, but like I'm scared of squirrels because I got attacked by a squirrel.
Wow.
So just like like when you get attacked by a squirrel when you're a kid, you're scared of squirrels for a really long time.
Wow. You know what? That sounds like a great story, but we're gonna have to save it for next time. You know what? We're starting our show, so we better get going. But where can people find you online?
Galloping Buffalo on Instagram.
All right, Galloping Buffalo. That's a good one.
Yeah, it confuses people.
All right, thanks for coming on our show.
All right, thank you so much.
Hey guys, you need a party tent, you need a commercial tent, you need a tent because you have no garage? Well, log on to webtentsale.com, webtentsale.com, and check out our site. This site is designed for commercial tents, party tents, and anything but camping tents. So if you need a tent because you have a party and you will need to buy it instead of renting it all the time, you're tired of throwing your money down the drain, well, go to our website, webtentsale.com, and check it out and order your tent right now.
So you guys ready for the next comedian coming to the stage? You goddamn right, you goddamn right. Well, I like this next guy. His name is kind of cool. He sound like money when you say his motherfucking name. I don't know if he's Mike Jordan or Mike Cool, but his real name is Mr. Michael Silver.
Damn, that's the best damn announcing I've ever heard. Shit. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. Right? Like, honestly, like, I felt like I was ringside. Like, yo, bro, announce me. Woo! I felt like I should have, like, jumped around a little bit. Jump rope, start shadowboxing. I don't know. So, I had an STD scare recently. And, it's weird. No, I'm good, guys. But, like, it's weird calling your doctor and being like, yo, bro, my pee hurts. And he's like, that's weird. Yeah, and it's 2 streams. He's like, yeah, that's really odd. You should probably get that checked out, dude. That's why I'm fucking calling you. What the hell? Weird ass. So, I've had issues with depression. A few years ago, I was diagnosed as major depression about when I was like 19 years old. And it's kind of like weird, that kind of like that level, you know, like major, medium, slightly. It's like major depression. Want to die all the time. Medium depressed. Want to die part of the time. Slightly depressed. I want to die. Sometimes. I guess I'm good. So, yeah, you guys don't like that. So, I really want to be an alcoholic father. Right? I don't have kids. It's just like, you know, give your kids what you didn't have. And my dad liked ketamine, so I think I'm good on that aspect. Yeah. So, I'm kind of a hater. And when I was a kid, it was kind of bad. It'd be like, Tony got a new bike. Susie went to Disneyland. Noah's dad doesn't hit him. Weird stuff to hate on, you know? Like, I'm that guy who wants to have another kid get hit. That's me. So, I don't really like buying condoms from female employees. You know, because, like, there's always a possibility that me and her, we can get together, you know? And I don't want her getting wrong impressions that I use condoms. You know, like, they're for someone else, okay? Like, get it right. You know? So, fuck, I don't know if I said this, but my ex-girlfriend, she cheated on me. And it sucks getting cheated on, you know? But at the end of the day, it's kind of cool, because I cheated on her way more. So, yeah. As I said, I've had issues with depression. So every time I go to the doctor, they always ask me, they're like, yo, how you doing, bro? You taking your medication? I'm like, nah. And they're like, all right. Are you hearing voices? And I'm like, no. But I always think, like, fuck, I've been lonely. It'd be nice to hear someone. So, anyone here been tased? No response? Okay, cool. So I don't know if you guys know this, but getting tased, it fucking hurts. And me, I try to be like a tough guy when I got tased. I try to be like, yo, machismo, let's do this, orale. And you know, it worked for like 30 seconds, and then the officer looked me dead in the eye, and he tased me again, and I was like, I'm so sorry, please take me in. Doesn't work out too well. I don't know if you guys know this, but LAPD, They're the type of police that will beat you up, take you to the hospital, and let you go sometimes, you know? It's like, it's crazy, you know? Like, they'll beat the shit out of you, and you'll be like, fuck, I'm gonna get charged for this felony or resisting arrest. What the fuck am I gonna do? And then they just like, oh, no, you're good, bro. See, the difference between LAPD and the private sector police department is, it's like this. Manhattan Beach PD, they tased me, beat me, put my brother in a hospital, put me in a hospital, took us to the hospital, and we were like, oh, for sure, later, guys. And they're like, no, you're going to county. Don't get confused. I was like, shit. First time I went to county, I was about 18 years old, and I basically looked like this, except I didn't have a beard. Yeah, you know, and I don't know if you guys know this, but they don't give you hair ties in county. So when a homie comes up and is like, yo, where you from, fool? And I'm just like, yo, dog, I'm from Inglewood. What's the deal? You gotta be like this. Let's do this, fool. It doesn't work out. So, I didn't grow up in the best part of Los Angeles. Thank you. I remember when they were trying to come up with my hood name. First name was, hey, fool, let's call you Shaggy. I was like, yo, I said, like, that doesn't sound gangster. Like, what do you mean? He's like, okay, fool, okay, I got you. Let's call you Pirata. I was like, pirate? Yeah, Pirata, I said, like, that's gangster, fool. I was like, shit. Why? Because I be robbing these motherfuckers? I be getting in and out? I be doing it? And he's like, nah. No one from the hood is named Pirate, so, you know, why not? Like, shit, okay. I'm Pirate. What's that poser and shit? Woo-hoo. Shit. Fuck, what else I got? I like to write some of my jokes on my hand so I can look semi-professional. And here's the thing, sometimes I'll be fucking up because I don't wash my hands after, you know? And like a girl, I'll try to talk to her, she'll be like, hey, why the fuck do you have child rape on your hand? And I'm like, yo, it's cool, like, I'm a comedian, like, it's for a joke. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you joke about that kind of thing? And I'm like, no. The kid is raping a predator, it's all good. So, I lost my best friend a few years ago to drunk driving. And, you know, it really sucks losing someone, especially because I haven't found him. It's half the time. And you know, like, I've looked at all these dog pounds and shit, I still haven't found them. It's weird. So a lot of people, they'll talk about how raising a kid is harder than raising a dog. And I don't really agree with that because I can't imagine hitting a dog, you know?
Alright. Thanks, y'all. I'm Michael Silver.
Now a round of applause for Mr. Mike Silver, guys. You goddamn right.
That's it for this week. Thank you guys for listening to Dive Bar Comedy.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we told you our little dog stories, and hopefully next week we'll have more stories about comedy and things that are related to comedy and what's going on.
Yeah, subscribe. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts: iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Google Play, or divebarcomedy.com.